Morning Sagittarius, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising Sagittarians. What to tell you? Right, all videos are going to be time stamped in the comments. It'll be the first comment down below. So if you don't want to watch me shuffling for about 10 minutes, which seems to be what happens, sorry about that, go straight down to the channel, to the comments. And skip ahead. I won't be offended, I promise. I had a few people tell me that the audio was really quiet on the other videos. Sorry about that. I do tend to speak quietly anyway. Yeah, so I've invested in a microphone, and hopefully that should mean that it's coming through a little better, and hopefully you won't, you know, hear me swallowing and stuff. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you can't find anything that resonates with you in the reading, then it's probably not for you. That said, if you're drawn to watch the video, then there probably is a message in there for you somewhere, so just like roll with it. If you would like a personal reading, I can be reached at the email in the description box below. Currently got a fairly swift turnaround on that, so that's good. Other than that, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram as Scorched Earth Tarot for both. So if you fancy coming and like looking at my banging memes, do it, because they're quality. I don't think there's anything else really that I need to tell you. If you subscribed, then I love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, oh, go on, do it. It'll be mint, I promise. Yeah, that's it. Like, do the shiny YouTube things. So, like I said, a general reading. Let's see what cards want to tell you about the month of August. Sorry if the microphone makes the cards sound louder. I hope I'm not deafening you with this. Ooh. Justice, nice. I'm not going to take those because I just kind of fling them around. Let's go that way. Right. I just treated my cards just this morning. With this like special powder stuff that helps them to stop clumping together, but that it means they're still very slidey and fresh from the batch proofing. Nice. Got Temperance. Card of Sagittarius. Wow, I am loving this. Right, okay. So, you have Justice, you have Temperance, which is Sagittarian Major Arcana, and you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also Sagittarius. Liking it. Shadow card at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Also very nice. So let's get some clarifiers. Go with this one. So why is Justice here? Ace of Swords, very nice. Ooh, hello. Queen of Wands. Interesting. You are all over this reading, which I really approve of. That's a really good thing, by the way. That was the Page of Wands. Also, in my head, card of Sagittarius. There's Temperance here. For fuck's sake. We've got Temperance, clarifying Temperance. There's Wheel of Fortune here. Ace of Wands. This is amazing. I love it. Wheel of Fortune here. Right, well this card flipped and I'm going to show it to you because it is the Four of Wands, which is the same as the shadow card beneath your deck, but it didn't jump, so it's not coming out. I have rules. There's Three of Pentacles. Right. So I'm feeling like, oh, hello, before I do anything else, is the King of Wands. The shadow is the shadow card of this one. So we've got a pair, a royal pair here, which is always pretty cool. Right then. So first off, for the main three cards of your reading, you have three major arcana, right? This is important because like the minor arcana covers day-to-day stuff, but the major arcana is big universal wheels turning. This is important stuff, and the fact that every card that you've pulled out here is major means August is going to be a really important month for you. Not only that, but two of the three major arcana that you pulled are specific to your sign. This is important. August is going to be a really important month for you. I'm just going to say that right now. And important in the best possible way. Because in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. You're all over this, in the clarifiers and in the major cards. And I'm excited already for this. So, the first card we've got here, like I said, is Justice. Justice is usually associated with Libra. So it could be that there's a Libran who's of some importance here, but I don't actually feel like that's the situation. I like this depiction of Justice because she's got her eyes open. In some decks she's got her eyes closed because, you know, like Lady Justice on top of the Old Bailey, you know, she's like, she's not being fooled by what she can see. It's purely the weight of the thing. She's not doing this. She's got her eyes wide open, and I really like that. And obviously she's got the scales in one hand and she's got her sword of justice in the other. And she's standing proud in front of a big tree. She's got peacock feathers on her clothing, which is kind of weird. I've never seen that before. So peacocks may be important if you see them around. If you've got a major decision to make and there's a peacock depiction anywhere in the vicinity, then pay attention to that. Justice, obviously, is she's binary, like she's the archetype of a binary state. Things are either just or they are not. There are no shades of grey with this card here. She takes in all the available information and then she makes her decision, yay or nay. And it's air energy as well, so it's quite was it harsh exactly, but it's absolutely firm. There's no deviation from it. And there's a Celtic cross down here. It looks like a fallen gravestone that she stood to the side of. Anyway, enough rambling. There is a situation, and it could be a specific situation or it could be a general state that you find yourself in at the moment, where you feel like you haven't been entirely fairly treated, I would say. And justice is here to tell you that that situation is going to get righted very soon. On a fairly grand scale, actually. This is not a minor injustice. You know, justice doesn't come in when, you know, for trifling matters. This is a big deal. This is something that's very important to you, and so I feel that you feel like the injustice that's been done to you is fairly significant. Excuse me. And she's clarified by the Ace of Swords. And remember that the aces are the beginning of the suits. They're the, excuse me, they're the seed, they're the potential, but they're also sparky. So the Ace of Swords, being about communication and such like that, is communication and thoughts and words. Is a new realization, potentially, or new information that comes to you, right? If you see this Ace of Swords here, right, the sword is being offered by a divine hand, right? It's just coming out of the clouds. So it's either something that occurs to you, or it's somebody bringing you information that you did not have before, that enables justice to occur. It may even not be bringing the information to you, actually. It may be just bringing the information out so that then justice can be done, because whatever's been upsetting you, it's because there has been information that's been hidden. And this card says this information's coming out, and this is kind of a big deal. It was followed up by the Queen of Wands, and I'm probably going to end up taking another card out for this, just to clarify it a little bit. There she is. So she's your queen, which is awesome. Because she's Wands, and Sagittarius is fire element. So she's your queen, which is the best queen for you to have on the deck. She's usually associated with Leo or Aries. So you could have a Leo or Aries woman around you who is helping you do things, helping you maybe bring information, find information out, but certainly helping to create this proper balance back in your head. If you don't have such a woman around, and I feel quite strongly that you do actually, but if for some of you you don't, then she could just be an energy. And queens are receptive, they're passive, they allow things to come to them, whereas the kings will go out and conquer and vanquish for themselves. The queens sit and wait for things to come to them. But she is bold and dynamic anyway, because obviously she's the counterpart to the King of Wands. And if I would just draw your attention to the fact that the King of Wands was the shadow card underneath the deck, maybe this is you, maybe this is you. Either way, we've got a partnership here. We've got two fire signs, or two people displaying currently the energy of fire signs, and one of them is definitely you. You fill in the blank for who the other one is, because it doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it's somebody who comes across or is acting in the way that you would associate with a fire sign at the moment. I'm going to pull another card because I'm going to leave that king down there because I want to know why she's here. What's her purpose? Let's find out what this situation is and why the queen is here. Right. So we've got the Two of Pentacles and we've got the Magician. Twos are always about balance, or about balancing things. And if I vaguely recall last month actually that there was some issue of balance in your reading, trying to bring balance to a situation. And perhaps this is the situation that it was referring to anyway. But so we have the Two of Pentacles and the Magician that have come out with these cards. You're about to make some real magic happen, Sagittarius, and I love it. So we have new information, whether that is creative new information in so much as your brain makes a connection that it didn't see before, and that enables you to see things slightly differently. So the Justice is an internal thing because you are suddenly realising that your position is not quite as unfair as you thought it was, and that's quite, you know, innovating. But we've got the Queen of Wands who's involved here, and that might be you. So that might be you having that thought, or this might be a woman around you. I feel like it's a woman around you because the main cards they've all come up as Sagittarius, but she didn't come up in the main card. She's a clarifier, so I feel like she's helping this situation. And then you've got questions of balance and juggling, which combined with the Magician makes me think you're absolutely nailing it this month. You just get it. You'll have to fill in the blanks because I don't know, but this could be a work situation. Certainly there are no cups on this board anywhere, like nothing. There's a shitload of fire, there's some air, and there's one pentacle card, right? So this is not, I don't think, a relationship reading. I do not think it's a love reading. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think there is some circumstance which you should be able to identify, I think, from what I'm saying here, that falls entirely outside of a love situation, right? Whatever balance you need. Justice is about balance. Two of Pentacles, it's about balance. It's Pentacles, so it's probably a work or career situation. It doesn't have to be, but it probably is. You're manifesting the shit out of something really, really cool this month. And this is going to set aside any feelings of being wronged that you may have. So the next card is Temperance. I love this card, look at this. Oh, I'll bring it a bit closer so you can see it properly. Look at that. And for all it's very watery looking, that is also a card of the fire elements. It's the Sagittarian card. And Temperance is about balance and healing. It's about righting yourself. And it reduces to a 5, 14, the number of the card. So it feels like 5s are about conflict, about fight, about change. It can be a card of strife, any kind of 5 card. So Temperance reduces down to a 5, which makes me think that Temperance is a result of some conflict, some fight, some change that's occurring in your existence. Temperance is coming in now to say that is done, it's dealt with, whatever you were dealing with, it's coming to an end, and you are healing as a result of that. There's a wicked looking dog in the background. I really like it. So we've got another card of balance. And she's clarified by the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the card of Sagittarius in the Wands suit. The Page is an immature energy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, particularly when we consider that the only knight that we're missing here is the only royal card that we're missing here from the Wands suit is the Knight of Wands, who isn't always the most helpful of energies. We've got the King, we've got the Queen, we've got the Page. Being as he's sitting, clarifying Temperance, and then we also have Temperance, clarifying Temperance, and we have you. This month is all about you. It's all about you. It feels like you're leveling up a little bit, because there's definitely something coming up. The Ace of Swords tells us that there's definitely something coming up which is going to change the way that not only you, but particularly you, see the situation, but also the way other people see the situation. You'll get your justice. But the Page, he travels. There's some travel coming up, potentially, for you. And you're really excited about this. There's such a childlike quality to the Page of Wands that you don't get so much with the other pages. Like, they've got other qualities that kind of stick out more. But the Page of Wands is excited. You know, he's off. He's going to go and see foreign lands. You know, he's got these pyramidal structures behind him there. Like, he wants to go off and see the world. That's where the travel element comes in, and he's childishly excited about it, and that's a beautiful energy. And he's clarified again by Temperance. And this depiction is slightly differently. There's still a lot of water on the card. You can see it there. He's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out of the water. Balance. He's pouring from one cup to another there, because he's not worried about running out. You know, it's a slightly different depiction to this card. But I'm really drawn to the crown in the back there. I don't often notice that very much, but the crown is sat above mountains, which again talks to me about you having conquered some sort of adversity. You know, mountains are not easy to get over, but you've done it, and you've got a little crown on the top there. You conquered that, you bested that. It's shining high for everyone to see. But this chap, this angel type dude, stood there, he's got his eyes closed and his head is shining. So I think you're being very calm about whatever it is. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit here, but I also feel like this is going to mean something to someone. Like, you're feeling pretty peaceful here. Once this situation's over and done with, whatever information comes to light, whether it's in your own head or externally, this is only not healing it's not only healing issues that you have been dealing with internally, but you're dealing with them so well that you're just not even giving it another thought. It's got its eyes closed. You're just like, I'm good, I'm done, because you are focusing on the next thing. And what a Sagittarian approach to anything that is, like, don't take baggage, travel light. You are, whether that's physical travel or moving ahead with something else that you feel like, you know, a new project, a new endeavour, something that you want to work on. Sorry, Sagittarius, had a minor interruption. Can't remember where I got to. It may even be that the resolution of whatever conflict you've been dealing with, whatever feeling of unfairness that you've had, conflict, fight, stuff that's led to your healing, it's made you realise that actually none of these things are particularly important, and that's why you've got your eyes closed there and you're back to the mountain. You're like, done with that. I am busy working out the next thing to do, the next exciting thing that I can turn my hand to. I'm going to pull another card because having the same card come out as a clarifier as came out for the main card is excellent. It's double confirmation of the message in the main card. But I do rather feel like it's could have more information. So that's the one leg. Right, okay, yeah, I've got Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is about trickery and deceit and bad behaviour, dishonourable behaviour, which says to me that you have felt like this is what you have been dealing with of late. You know, you've got Justice, got Ace of Swords, and then you've got healing from this situation. Like, you've been dealing with shitty behaviour from other people, and it's driven you absolutely wild. You've hated it. It's been really eating at you, whether you've let people know that that's the case or not. Your justice is coming. And not only is your justice coming, it's going to be quite wonderful. And it's actually prepared you, whether you've realised it or not. It's set you up for the next chapter quite beautifully. Because there are lots of different ways of reading this card, but it was just immediate. People have not been acting well in whatever this situation pertains to. They have not been acting with integrity, and this has driven you bonkers. But it's about to change. And that's great. And as soon as it does, you're like, what's next? It's pretty classy. I like it. The final card that you've got is the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is also the Sagittarian card. So the Wheel of Fortune teaches us that everything is moving, nothing is static. And so as you go up, so you will come down as well. You know, you're going to have times where you're on the up and times when you're on the down, and the idea is learn to accept both with grace and dignity, learn the lessons and then move on. But more often than not, when the Wheel of Fortune appears, it's because things that you have been upset about, things that have been affecting you, are about to change. And I think that you had to go through this, whatever this mountainous situation was here, whatever this is that's been pissing you off for as long as it has, to come through it, to realise that it's not important, and to walk forwards with dignity and decide on the next thing that you are going to do. You know, we've got a page here as well. And the Wheel of Fortune is here to say that whatever it is, whatever you've been set up with here, and it has been a bit of a test, you've passed, and everything's about to improve. It's very exciting, because it's immediately followed up by the Ace of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands is new creative endeavours. It's that flash of inspiration that you have to do something, to make something, to create something, right? Wands are passion, creativity, art, any kind of creative thinking. That's governed by the wand suit. And we've got the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Wands, right? So you are really sitting in your element this month, and it is really suiting you. But you've got a new thing. You've got a new thing coming up. And even, again, in the background of this card, there are mountains. Like, whatever's upset you so much, so fundamentally, they are now vanquished, they are now conquered, you have moved beyond them. But the fact that they're appearing everywhere makes me think that they were an important part of your progression. You needed to do this to come out of the other side, to be ready for what comes next. And what comes next is apparently a partnership, a really solid partnership where you are working with other people to build something. Now, obviously, this doesn't need to be an actual, Gothic arch, as he's building in this one here. You see? But it is stable. It's got a strong foundation. And the Four of Wands, which was the shadow card on the base of the initial cards that I pulled, is a card of celebration and home. It has lots of different interpretations, but home always fits in there somewhere. It's about your immediate environment. It's about where you spend a lot of time. And whatever's about to come up involves working with someone else, possibly two other people, possibly more, who knows, but definitely expansion. I feel expansion is what is implied here by all of this. I'll pull another card for that. What are we expanding into? It's Pentacles card, so again, it makes me think it's something to do possibly with work, but it could be home. It could be something to do with your home, like whatever home means to you. There we go. The Four of Pentacles. So we've gone from the 3 to the 4. It's another Pentacles card. It's another work card. It's another career, stability, foundational card, right? Because the Pentacles are nothing if not foundational, right? If you had your hierarchy of needs, the Pentacles would sit at the bottom. They're ground, they're earth, they're what you build on, right? So you've got the Ace of Wands here, new idea, working with other people, and allowing you, I feel like, to build. He's got lots of structures behind him. And this card can often talk about holding on too hard, but I'm not seeing it in this case. And it's another 4. And 4s are also about stability. They're about foundation. They're about security. So whatever move you're about to make, in which will start in August, it's going to have quite far-reaching consequences. They're going to go off into the future. This is building the foundation of what it is that you're going to be working on for some time, whether that's physically working and earning a wage, or whether it's you know, a creative project that may pay dividends in the future, but it's there. I'm quite excited by this. I'm going to pull you an advice card, but to be honest, like, given that the way that you are stumped all over this reading, I think, and the fact that the Wheel of Fortune, also your card, is involved, makes me feel like whether you like it or not, even if you tried to fight this is coming for you. I have some advice. Stop throwing cards around. Right, can we have some advice for Sagittarius, please? Three of Pentacles, again. Yeah. Your clarifiers for the Wheel of Fortune are the Ace of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. I've pulled out an advice card, and it's the Three of Pentacles again. Like, your future is going to involve working with other people in partnership. But an interesting thing that I note about this card here is, although it's the three and it's about working with other people, she's sat alone under a tree there, building, well, what's she doing? She's making her pentacles. She's working on something, but she's there alone. In this card, there are other people. So this is something you already know what you're working on. This whatever this relates to, this is something that you have started by yourself, and you are pulling other people in now, or will be, at least in the month of August. You are pulling other people on board, and there's going to be an incredible shift. And you've got fire signs around you who will help. The Magician's card of Aries as well. So I mean, if that's not your energy, and I kind of feel like it is your energy, you're about to start making shit happen here with, you know, you've got aces, which are fantastic. It's new. There's new stuff coming in. You might have an Aries chap. You might have a King of Wands. It's usually a Leo male. But these are people with fire sign energy around you, and as a Sagittarian, that is going to feed into you, particularly because Sagittarians can be a bit big picture, kind of people kind of miss out on the details. Get a bit like that, easily distracted sometimes. If you've got Leo or Aries around you, use them, because they they are details people, and they will make sure that your vision takes off. But Sagittarius permeates this entire reading. Like, this is about you. This is about something you have started by yourself, and you've got an idea to bring other people in. And the wheel says they're going to be thrown at you. If they're not already in your environment, then they're just going to bounce into your life in a way that you couldn't possibly expect. And it's up to you to spot the opportunity when it arises, but I don't think this one's passing you by. It doesn't feel like you have a choice about it at all. Keep your eyes peeled for these people, potentially. But just be ready to receive, because I mean, fuck, that seems to be what the situation here is. Like, whether you like it or not, you are going to receive. It's tremendously exciting. Oracle card here is be true to your heart. There's peacocks again. Peacocks could be really quite important. What the fuck? That's twice now. I've noticed peacock stuff on here. Whatever it is you're working on, the reason it's going to be successful, and the reason that it potentially already is quite successful, because you're already working on it, is because you're being true to your heart. Because it's something that's really, really important to you. You're throwing everything that you have and everything that you are into it. And the universe is responding. And it's going to assist. And it's going to be epic, and I just love it so much. I don't think there's anything more to be said. I would really, really like to hear from you if this has resonated in you in any way, because it's quite exciting. And there is growth here. You know, you getting through whatever it is that's been really niggling you on quite a fundamental level, and I feel like it's probably something that you're not really sharing with people that much. Once this is resolved, you'll realise that you're just way above this anyway. This really shouldn't have bothered you that much, but it has. It will be resolved, and you will heal from it. Right? You stay on your path. Be true to your heart, because your heart is guiding you well, and the universe is going to respond in kind. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, I could just sit here saying brilliant, probably for the next hour, because I'm really impressed with this, but I shan't bother doing that, keeping you any longer than I have to. Yeah, give me a like or a subscribe or a thing, or send me a message if this resonates, because it's cool. It feels very creative. I approve. Yeah. All right. See you next month, Sag.